And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Welcome to Scotty Ray's Weather. As we begin this, we're already into Wednesday, aren't we? Yeah, whew, how time does fly. Glad to have you here with me this morning. We're getting ready for the morning show that will kick off at 8 a.m. I hope you'll tune in for that. A lot of ways to watch it right here, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and we'll be on television beginning again at 8 a.m. to bring you the latest news that's going on in and around the area. The main thing that we want to stress this morning with our time together now is it's going to be hot. This is another heat stress day. Heat index will be at least 101 to 105 in Meridian. All points north when you get into Kemper and all of these other areas, we're looking at around 110. Let's go ahead and pull up radar and just and look at this of what I'm talking about when it comes to this heat index, because it is what's the old word, ferocious this morning. As we zoom in on this, and we'll talk about that line in a minute here, Lauderdale and Newton County and Clark and points south are going to have this heat index of 105. But as we get in here, as you go to Scott County and you go all across here, Louisville, Neshoba County, Newton County, above Newton County, Noxubee County, and also Kemper, we're looking at 110. That's what could happen today. So be careful if you're anywhere here in this orange area as you look at this heat advisory, and this will last until 7 p.m. tonight. It remains in effect, 105 to 110. That's strong. So if you've got to do anything outside, as I say almost every morning, watch that area from 7 a.m. until, from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. as I get my wires crossed a little bit there. But watch that time of day. That is going to be the hottest. We don't want anything to happen to you, most of all. It's just warm outside. So be careful. I guess we could call it the unexpected happened yesterday as the governor of New York finally steps down after a week of all of this. It does make you wonder what really went on behind the scenes to make him decide to give it up and turn it over. It'll be the first lady governor they have of New York stepping up to the plate. The lieutenant governor will take over. That's going to be going down in about 2 weeks there. Makes you wonder if there were more behind the scenes of if you don't do this, this is going to come out. Y'all know how politics works. I can't prove any of that, but that's definitely probably what is rumored to have happened. But he is out of there, embattled. A lot of ladies spoke up on him. So that's bad news. We told you the story of the cop that was killed in New York, the girl that was 29 years old. Two brothers killed her, if you'll remember this. Their mother comes to the hospital to see them because they're injured. They're in the hospital for whatever reason. She tries to get in to see them. The police won't let her, and she kicks one of the cops in the groin last night. She has been arrested, so she's in jail. Now, she won't be in as long as the sons, but she's definitely in trouble for what she done. This is some things you scratch your head when you read the news story and you go, there's no way that this happened. But this is Atlanta, Georgia. And this is the headline this morning as I go through things left and right. And this one just really shocks me that this happened to begin with. But the headline in the caption reads, a black mother condemns her daughter's black Atlanta elementary school principal for segregating classes by race to give African-American kids the service that they need. The principal of a elementary school went through and took all the white kids and put them in school. And if you were not black, and put them in a classroom here, and then put all of the black children in a class, segregated the school because she said she thought the children could learn more that way. The black mother went to the school board and complained. It has not made huge national headlines over this, but the school board has not admitted any fault, but they have corrected it, is the way that it is worded. It's just shocking that would even happen, that someone would do that. It doesn't matter race, whatever, you cannot do that. But that's Atlanta in an elementary school. You can find the story on Daily Mail if you'd like to read that story. Let me pull it up just so you see the headline of what was said there. And there it is. So if you'd like to read the story, it's shocking that could happen in America in any shape, form, or way. We don't do that. This is America. So they have gotten that straightened in Atlanta. Just shocking there that happened to me. Also, Florida, as we've been told all week long, that Florida had these high numbers when it come to COVID. Well, it turns out the CDC was wrong. Have y'all seen this? Nearly double, not quite double, but it was really close to where they had like actually 15,000 cases and they were reporting 28,000 when it was in reality only 15,000 cases. So they've exploited it, and it really makes you go, what's going on there? How they could mess up those numbers. But they've gotten them straightened out, and the damage is done. But that's what went on in Florida over the last little bit. Love to know where you're watching from. We'll do some good mornings here in just a moment here. So let us know where you're watching from this morning. We do appreciate that. As we turn to the weather, and let's get that going this morning.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And here we go. Let's just find out how hot things will be today as we start and go back of our highs and lows of today. 2007, 102 degrees. So it was a warm year then. Back in 1990, that was 31 years ago. 60 degrees upon this day. Can you believe the 90s 31 years ago? Oh, heavens. It just doesn't seem it. This is what we're looking for today. A chance of showers late in the afternoon there on the meridian side. The further south you go, a bigger chance there. For the most part, it's going to be sunny, but there are those chances of isolated storms that could pop up. As we move across that Bama state line, a high of 92 there through Demopolis, and that will lean all the way up through Livingston, Alabama, as you go through Geiger in those areas, all the way up to Hamilton, about 92. More chances of rain from Demopolis east over to Auburn today. Now, as we get into these heat indexes, and this could change as this was a few moments ago, the National Weather Service had not updated their pictures. This is what we've got today. They'll update in a minute. Kemper County is all the way in this 110. We know that this is all across Neshoba County, and we go across here into Leake County, Winston County. Only the Meridian, Newton, these areas right here are still this yellow 105. So it's extremely hot as we looked at the map just a moment ago. Again, whatever you do today, make sure you don't do it between 10 and 7 outside because it's bad hot. As we look for tomorrow all the way till Friday, really no difference. It's still going to be warm. I expect this to extend over, although Lauderdale County not in this at this moment, it's still going to be heat indexes of 100 at least. Maybe not 105. Could change, but it's going to be hot all the way through Friday. So we extend. Don't do your stuff outside unless you have to. As we go across that Bama state line, most of Alabama looking at 105 degrees today. If you live anywhere on this map and you're watching Selma, Demopolis, Fayetteville, anywhere, Choctaw County, Butler, y'all be prepared. It's going to be just awful today for you to be outside. We don't want you to overheat or anything like that. So that's our outlook for Alabama as well. Now, here's the next question that we get into today. As we look at this, the National Hurricane Center, Fred is now a tropical storm. Will this affect Mississippi, Alabama? Alabama for sure. We don't know the extent because this is going to cut through here today, and it depends on what happens after it goes across land. They're watching it very closely. Now, let's start looking at what Fred, this is a second storm that has popped up here that possibly could turn into something. Fred already is. Here's the map, the cone of what we're looking at. This is going to cut across Cuba and through these areas here. By Friday, it'll be right here at Cuba. And by Saturday morning, we start seeing in the waters of the Gulf. All right, we're going to show you my map here in just a second where we can zoom in a little bit better. We'll start seeing winds in Alabama there around Saturday, around 8 p.m. right here. Now, Florida, around 8 a.m. on the tip down, Miami, these areas here, we'll start feeling it. By 8 p.m., the southern whole tip of Florida will feel the winds of Fred as it comes near Florida. All right, now hang on. Let's go over here and let's pull in the map and take a look at what Fred is actually doing. Let me go back over here. This is where we are. All right, here we are. So you can see this. Let's back down, show you where Fred is this morning. As of right now, Fred is a tropical storm, wind speed of 40 miles an hour. It's got wind gust of 52 miles an hour, 1,009 millibars, moving west-northwest at 16 miles an hour. Now, as Fred makes its way here, as you'll see here, it's going to come across Cuba. This right here, Republic, right in here, Haiti, in these areas, how this will affect it is to what's going to happen after it gets out here. They're watching it very closely. Now, this is what we're expecting at this point. Right around here, this is going to be Saturday At 1 a.m., it will hit the Gulf waters right there. Here's Miami. By Sunday at 1 a.m., it will be central Florida here on the west side as it moves up. Now, again, this direction can change, but it definitely looks at this point that it'll be just to the southeast of Panama City as it comes into Florida. That's 9 Mile, Florida is where that would be, where it would come ashore. Again, this direction can go east, it can go west. We'll watch it very closely. But this is what we're looking at. Rain through Tallahassee, Columbus, Georgia, Montgomery, Alabama, all the way over into Mobile, if you'll look at that. This cone barely taking in the Pascagoula area of getting a little bit of the wet stuff. Now, as you'll remember, anything to the east side of the storm will be worse. So Tallahassee, this side of Florida, right through here, east of Panama City, all through here, we'll see worse weather than anybody on this side. But I want to remind you, as we look at this, this is just preliminary. This can change a lot of different ways as we watch this. But nonetheless, we do have a storm that is making its way into the Gulf and will be one of the first that we see. Fred is its name. We'll watch it very closely over the next few days to let you know more about this as it comes. All right, as we turn our thoughts to this heat, and there's a lot of heat, we pulled this back up. This is the next 10 days. Northern Mississippi will be normal. And when I say normal, let me remind you that it's normally hot. So that doesn't mean that it's going to be cooler than normal. No, it's just warmer. South Mississippi will be above average hot. So expect it to be hotter. That's going to be about Wayne County south to the coastline, taking in most of New Orleans in those areas. We're waiting for this cool wave to come. It's nowhere near us, is it? Let's look at our 7-day forecast of what we got, where we are on this. Today, we've got that high of 93 that is going to be making its way into our area there. A 40% chance of showers, mostly, actually, the National Weather Service was calling it a 40% chance. My system says we've got a 50% chance today, and I'm more likely to lean to this system than that 40%. So let's go ahead and call this 50. It's going to be after 1 o'clock this afternoon. So there's a good chance you'll get a sprinkle at some point. Overall, it's going to be a sunny day, but chances of those downpours. High of 93. Heat index definitely at 101. Now, we did hit 100 yesterday afternoon, and if you remember, that's one of those things, if you walk to the mailbox, you start sweating. Strong stuff. So there we go. As we move into tonight, partly cloudy, we'll get down to 72 for a low. We move back into Thursday. We've got that 50% chance of rain. Everybody agrees on the same amount. Heat index tomorrow is going to be warmer than today, expected to be 102 on Thursday. Wow, that's warm. The high, again, 93, was moved into tomorrow night. A chance of showers before 7 o'clock. We'll get down to 73 for that low. As we move into Friday, 50% chance of rain. And again, that will come after 1 o'clock. Now, Friday morning, when you're getting up, going into work, expect some fog. So as we all plan your day, leave 10, 12 minutes earlier than you normally do so you can see, take a little bit slower there on Friday morning. Our high Friday will be 92. But again, that heat index, 102. What's happening over the weekend? Pretty much a level playing field of rain showers every day in the afternoon. 50% chance of showers on Saturday, 50% chance of showers on Sunday. And as we look at this, no change as we go into next week. And yes, Fred is playing a part into how much rain we will get next week there. As we jump ahead, let's go ahead and look at the next week into this. And again, these temperatures, I say this a lot, are most likely to change because this is 2 weeks out. This just gives you a blink of what could happen. We're looking at highs right around 90 all the way through August the 25th. Warm stuff, isn't it? So that's where we are on the weather today. Expecting it to be hot. We're watching Fred as it will make its way into the Gulf on Saturday. It looks to lean more toward Florida than it does Alabama and Mississippi, but it's Mother Nature. So until it goes through Haiti and we know exactly what's going on, we got to watch it more carefully than normal there. Let's see here. Good morning to Terry Ray. Glad you're here. This is Hump Day, isn't it? Glad to have you here. Bree Packard joins us along with Brandy Brister. How are you today? Good morning to you. Miss LaWanda Grantham is up all the way from Porterville, Mississippi. Glad to have you there. Robin Morris is joining us from Highway 25 up in Louisville, Winston County. Glad to have you there. On the way to West Point this morning. Lillian Glenn, glad you're here. Miss Donna Roseman, and she says it's a beautiful day that the Lord hath made. And if I remember right, I remember singing that when I was in Bible school as a kid. Y'all remember that song? It was a good one. Watching from Philadelphia. Thank you, Miss Charlotte Gray. I appreciate you. Beth Vick is here along with Ruth Key. Good morning. Hot, hot, hot. I agree with you there. Gail Gafford is here along with Lamar Hembry. Hembry joining us there from Kemper County. Also, Miss Sylvia Stewart. John Ellis, how are you today? Happy Hump Day. Along with Debbie Drake, Miss Melinda Rose. How are you? Lisa Camero. How are you? Philadelphia, Mississippi. Hope y'all are doing well in Philadelphia. I always enjoy going there. And the bridge is fixed. Can we all get a hallelujah on that? If you're going into Philadelphia, they're at the hospital that is back open and traffic no longer has to go back behind Griffiths and back down to the stop sign there by Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. You can just kind of drive through and decide what you want to do. Makes life a little easier. Phil Garrison joins us this morning along with Joyce Godwin, Debbie Drake from Philadelphia, Miss Gail Williams. How are you? Glad to have you there. Kim Valking, also Elena Waddell, if I said that right, from Sicalina. Hope everything's good in y'all's area this morning. Also, Gilbert Gaddis, how are you out in Arundel? Glad to see you up, Gilbert. Also, Debbie Walker, along with Miss Gloria Ming. Heat tomorrow with condolences there. She says she's going to a family funeral tomorrow in Brandon. And it will be hot at that. And condolences to you and your family. That's always a rough time. Thank y'all for joining us as we will get things kicked off. Yesterday, headlines, the only thing that I knew about, and we did post that, if someone was shot in the arm in the Meridian area, they were taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound. I think they're going to be okay. As of now, I have not heard any overnight issues so far, but the morning is still young as daylight is coming up, and we've just seen all types of dangerous activity going on, and mostly the city limits of Meridian. We watch this very closely. I'll be joining WMOX Radio here in about 20 minutes. They've asked me to do an interview with them, so I'll be on the air with Bill Smith and the gang at WMOX here in a few moments with some questions back and forth. Then we'll go live here at 8 a.m. on MeTV, YouTube, Facebook, and we want you to be a part of it. We always love your questions, your thoughts. Gets us through it. And here's a question that I want to throw out that y'all can, so we can talk about this at 8 that I don't know the answer to. Did Kemper County last week vote on getting a new school? I have not heard how that vote turned out. I think that happened. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know if you put that in the comments, so we'll be able to talk about that coming up at 8 a.m. But Kemper County, what happened on the voting of the new school? Because I have not heard that. Again, thank y'all for dropping by. Anthony McDonald joins us from Enterprise there. Thank you. We appreciate that. Miss Gail Williams, Dwayne Phelps. Oh, said that wrong. Sorry about that. Nikki Hunt is there. LaWanda says, yes, it did pass. Okay. And then my next question will be, where will they build that? They may not have even released the plans of that. We've always, in Kemper County, had East Kemper and West Kemper. Sounds like there's going to be one school. I could be wrong, but we'll get into that. Good to know what's going on. Thank y'all so much. Couldn't do it without you, without the sponsors that bring us this, to help us get a few pieces of equipment and do a little bit better job for you as this goes along daily. Thank y'all so much. Candace will join me in, about an hour and 10 minutes from now. We'll see you soon here at Scotty Ray's Weather. Look forward for you being with us at 8 o'clock.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by